Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spa Time, Twitter Spaces. See some friendly faces out there in the crowd. This is our time to relax, reflect. We're going to put some cucumbers on our eyes. We're going to toss some water on the rocks and chat about Sperax and all the things that are happening right now. Sperax has been insanely busy in August and September, and well, before that too. And there's really no end to the busyness in sight. And we wouldn't have it any other way. So we're super excited with the momentum that we're building and the things that we're doing. So we wanted to come together and share some of that with you today. So welcome to the community. Thanks to Alec, Joe, and Sub when he gets here for being here. Alec is the head of strategy at Sperax and also content. Alec, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm anxiously awaiting the merge. That's all I can think about.
That's right. That's on our mind today. Joe, thanks for being here. Joe leads our tech team, among many other things. Joe, are you also excited for the merge?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? That's right. Why not? So Sub will be joining us. He is our master of product. I also assume he's excited for the merge. And so they comprise Alec, Joe, and Sub are the core team. My name is Elliot. I help out with BD and community at Sperax. Like I said, we'll be catching everybody up today on our progress and where we're headed. If anybody ever has any questions or anything, just go ahead and raise your hand. We'll be able to pull you up on stage and have a little discussion. So we're happy to interact with anybody that has something to say.
Hey, Elliot, we got Sub here. We have to ask him the merge question.
Oh, absolutely. Sub, welcome. And just want to know your thoughts on the merge.
Sub, you mute yourself.
Oh, he must be short.
Okay, sorry. Sorry. Definitely very, very excited about the merge. I mean, I was always passionate about, moving to a more environment-friendly, proof of stake consensus mechanism. I have always been a big proponent of that. Really excited that, big changes like these can be done in a decentralized system. So that sort of paves the way for us and overall all these decentralized protocols as such to see at merge and think of it like if they can do this, then we can pretty much accomplish any other big change going forward. So it's sort of going to be a what is the term? I mean it's sort of going to be a event of I don't know. I mean event of the century or something like that, which we can all look forward to, or we can always use as an example when we talk about bringing some major changes in the decentralized ecosystem. So if next time someone comes and tells you that, hey, this is not going to be possible in a decentralized ecosystems cannot create products like Amazon or Facebook, then you point to the merge and say that, hey, if they can do this, then we can do anything in a decentralized framework as well. So I believe that's going to be the biggest thing. And I think from a overall token perspective, it could sort of break free from that correlation with Bitcoin, because now I feel like if such advanced changes can happen on Ethereum, then anything could happen, and this could sort of pave the way for Ethereum breaking free from that correlation and having its own strong position, overall in the ecosystem. So I mean, these are two things I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's awesome. I totally agree. I think the correlational aspect of both within crypto with different tokens in crypto, but also, crypto to traditional markets is something that everybody is watching closely or should be watching closely as those dynamics potentially change. They obviously take a long time to change, but you're starting to see these tiny dislocations here and there. And I know just personally that gets me excited. And also, I mean, you can see why we love Sub. He's the steady hand. He's the rational thinker. Alec and I are on GMX and NYC just like 10x long in ETH. So we need people like Sub around to keep us on the straight and narrow. Yeah, Alec, I'm curious, you've been in crypto a long time. When did you first hear about the merge?
Oh, you didn't hear? The merge was originally scheduled for 2017. I mean, that was the whole so when I first joined the space in 2016, just kind of I found Bitcoin and then was creeping on ETH Trader and ETH Finance on Reddit. The whole narrative, which was a primary driver behind the 2017 bull market, was that in 2017, we were going to make the transfer over to proof of stake. And everyone was bullish. Everyone was incredibly optimistic. And then now, 4 years later, it's finally getting delivered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's awesome. I mean, kind of coming after Nitro as well. I mean, we had the Nitro upgrade a couple weeks ago on Arbitrum, and that was a really cool thing. And things went really well with that, which is nice to see these major upgrades, get pulled off in a very smooth fashion. And we've all kind of felt that difference. Yeah, just curious, Alec, coming off Nitro and now into the merge, what were your thoughts on Nitro?
Yeah, I have two thoughts. So first off, I'm excited for the merge to make roll-ups first-class citizens. And like what I mean by that is right now roll-ups and users are kind of like competing in the same arena for the opportunity to get their transactions included in the layer 1 chain. So as we hit this merge, we're actually going to have two different fee markets, one for Nitro, one for users. So I'm extremely excited to see kind of the implications of how that's going to benefit the user experience on Arbitrum. So I think it's going to actually get better than it is today. But let me just kind of hit some stats on like the current status of Nitro, because like I just got to commend the Arbitrum team. Like another perfect product rollout, and it's just working insanely well. So the average block time is 600 milliseconds. So this is the first chain I'm really experiencing that actually has good security that is measuring block time in milliseconds, which is awesome. There's been 25 million transactions on it already, and there's over 1 million unique wallets. So this has more economic activity than almost like, all of the alternative layer 1 chains combined outside of a few of the majors. And it's only been online for 30 days, and there's no token. So I'm super optimistic to see the kind of, proof of stake world with rollups. And I mean, I'm not going to like pretend I know, but, I'm really hoping for an RB token coming soon. So that's just going to absolutely put a fire beneath the growth potential on Arbitrum. So super, super bullish on Arbitrum.
Yeah, totally. And Arbitrum's really having its moment, and we anticipate that will continue. So thanks for the perspective on that, Alec. Appreciate it. Again, anybody hop up on stage, if you have any comments. It's good to see some familiar faces. Kirk, our only Browns fan that also holds SPA tokens. Welcome. Benny, good to see you. I hope you'll be at mainnet. 2K, thanks for being here. Boy from Hills, super. Looking forward to the next article. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in. So we've got some actual content for you today. As we do, I'll give just a little 90-second overview of Sperax, just in case anybody listening is kind of new to the protocol. So Sperax and its core product, USDs, is a stablecoin and yield automator on Arbitrum. USDS has a brilliant design as it offers its holders an auto yield just for holding the stablecoin. So how does it produce an auto yield? Well, the collateral from minting USDS is sent into DeFi strategies to earn yield, which is then passed back to USDS holders via a gasless rebase. So if you hold USDS in your wallet, there is no bonding, there is no staking, you don't have to do anything, you just passively receive the auto yield to your wallet, and it compounds, which is a really powerful thing. The other major product of the Sperax protocol is launching very soon, and it's called the Demeter protocol. Sub, would you mind just giving the brief overview of what the Demeter protocol is?
Sure. So Demeter protocol is another protocol which allows anyone to launch incentivized liquidity mining, be it cross-chain, cross-DEX, across different spectrums. It solves primarily the problem of incentivizing liquidity solutions for protocols. It would also allow liquidity providers to sort of foresee the APRs and have a comprehensive dashboard to provide liquidity on. So it's something like that, yeah.
Perfect. And last but not least, we have the SPA token. So SPA is the governance token of the Sperax protocol. It's also a revenue sharing partner with USDS, which is kind of cool. So through staking SPA, you can help govern the protocol and dictate things like collateral strategies. And you also receive 25% of the collateral yield. Another 25% of the yield from collateral is used to buy back SPA and burn, and this helps all SPA holders. And so that's kind of an overview of the major components of the Sperax protocol. There are a few metrics updates to give real quick. We have seen USDS minting accelerate quite nicely over the past 3 weeks. There has been around $1.5 million of USDS minted. The total TVL of USDS is now just under $5 million. So that amount of minting is about a 40% increase in TVL in less than a month, which is really nice. Total protocol revenue from yield is nearly $500,000 year to date. And this supports the auto yield and SPA buybacks and burns. The protocol has also generated a total of $209,000 in revenue in fees year to date. So this is a grand total of about $709,000 of revenue for the protocol year to date. And just to put that, a little bit of context, USDS itself is just over 6 months old, so it's still in its infancy. USDS is being built in a bear market, and we really feel like the direction and momentum will continue to build. And so we're really excited about what we're building. We're laser focused on what we're building. And we think that this is something that will live on Arbitrum for a long time and have a great impact. My last little update is on mainnet. So before I pass the mic around, just letting everybody know that Sperax will be at mainnet in New York City next week. We will be there with our partner Street Beat. So if you are in New York, we'd love to see you. Come stop by the booth. Mainnet is a really cool conference. It's a really big conference. And there's a part of the Sperax protocol that is super intriguing to fintechs and institutional players. So this will be a great chance for us to network and get the word out about USDS and auto yield, among the other benefits. So like I said, if you'll be in New York, hit us up on Discord, hit us up on Twitter. We'd love to see you. Come out and see us. And yeah, we'll have a very busy week there at mainnet. So that'll be a lot of fun. Alec, I'll pass the mic to you for some updates from your side.
Cool. I guess the most relevant update probably is SIP6. So SIP6 went into effect yesterday. So we haven't even made the official announcements yet. They're going to be, I'll be making the formal kind of tweet announcement this afternoon. So, thanks for tuning in today. You're getting a little bit of alpha. So what SIP6 is a proposal that removed SPA from the minting, from the redeeming, and from the collateral process. So now what this means is that if you have one stablecoin, say Frax, you can deposit the stablecoin into our protocol, which effectively is a stablecoin vault, and what you'll be minted is USDS. So now this is a yield-bearing wrapper around your Frax. So with one transaction, you now have an interest-bearing version of your stablecoin that's going to earn yield at least 5%. It is market-driven, but I think the rate right now is roughly 5% previous to the additional collateral deployment. So I would expect a couple percentage points higher than that. So yeah, SIP6 removed SPA from the process. So now we're 0% algorithmic stablecoin. We reflect much more like an on-chain money market fund. So each and every USDS is 100% backed by stablecoins. Minting is free. So go check out app.sperax.io to mint your first USDS. And all you need is one stablecoin. So go give it a try. Let us know what you think. And I'm sure there's ways that we could improve it. So please speak up. Let us know how we can improve it. We just want to make it as seamless as possible to get you some stablecoin yield. That's pretty much everything on SIP6. Happy to answer any questions on that. Do we have any questions on what this means for the community, why this may be helpful for SPA holders?
No. Yeah, I think it's just overall bullish, right? So
cool.
We are streamlining the process and making it easier to mint. And that's a really good thing because, we want to remove those barriers and make it just the easiest process that it could be. So I think SIP6 accomplished that. Alec, this happened, was it last week or a couple weeks ago? Do you want to talk about the saddle swap?
Yeah, absolutely. Just let me add one final statement on the SIP6. So how we see this, like from a positioning standpoint for the rest of our kind of initiatives, is, you know, as Elliot mentioned, this is just removing all of the barriers that are currently present to mint USDS. So if it's as streamlined as possible to actually acquire USDS, what this enables is a more streamlined experience when engaging with the Demeter protocol. So SIP6 was almost like the foundation for a successful Demeter rollout. So we're super excited to remove those barriers, make the minting process free, remove SPA. So now when you want to go seed a liquidity pair against USDS, your users aren't subject to any strange requirements like having a small amount of SPA in their wallet. So yeah, it's just going to be much easier. And on the note of stablecoins and stablecoin swaps, we actually executed a governance token swap with Saddle Finance. So last week we swapped 5 million SPA for 2 million SDL tokens. And what this enabled us, or what this kind of delivered the Sperax community, is even though we gave up a small amount of SPA, what we got was 2 million SDL, which we're going to lock on the layer 1 gauge. And this actually gives us 8% of the governing power in their ecosystem. With 8% of the governing power, that means we can control 8% of the SDL gauge. And that gauge, what we'll do is we will use our 8% voting power to direct the SDL emissions to our USDS pool. So from like a very high level standpoint, how we think of this relationship with Saddle is, instead of having to consistently emit SPA to the pool, which is currently around 700,000 SPA a week, what we do instead is pay upfront 5 million SPA for the right to control 8% of their gauge forever. And then we could likely get even more TVL by directing those emissions than we would having to pay the 700,000 SPA a week. So we prepay for a lifelong partnership and a lifelong emission pool, or emissions to our pool. And you can go check out our partners Hedgy. So we worked with a great group called Hedgy Finance to execute this swap completely trustlessly. So it's kind of like a decentralized escrow service. So we actually initiated the transaction, which locks the SPA. And then the Saddle team went in, they signed the contract as well, which unlocked their SPA, and it deposited their SDL, which ended up in our wallet. So it was super, super smooth. We loved the market attention we got off the swap, and we're even more excited to start directing emissions. Happy to answer any questions on that too.
Yeah, I think that working with Hedgy is going to be a perpetual thing for Sperax, especially as we partner within the Arbitrum ecosystem, but also things like DAO-to-DAO swaps and treasury swaps, and getting Arbitrum players to hold USDS in their treasury to earn that yield. These are things that we love to be transparent and on chain, so everybody can view it and see it, and it's all done with the Hedgy mechanism, which is really cool. So we love those guys over there. They're doing great work, and it's something that you'll probably continue to see out of Sperax for sure. Joe, I'd love to. Oh, Alec, did you have another comment on that by chance?
I just wanted to say one final thing. Just like, in addition to like the hard economic benefits we get from being able to control the gauge, and the hard economic benefits Saddle gets by controlling the SPA gauge by staking their SPA, that's like a tangible benefit. But also now it just aligns all of our long-term incentives. So anytime Sperax succeeds, the Saddle protocol should also succeed, and vice versa. So in addition to those tangible benefits, there's also going to be really, really great intangible benefits just by aligning these incentives. So we anticipate lots more partnerships coming out, and then driving value to each other's ecosystems and driving more liquidity to Arbitrum.
That's awesome. All right, Joe, did you have some updates you'd like to give?
Yes, of course. So maybe first just add on like Alex's point, as is well explained by him. So we did this swap last week. So we're waiting for the merge to be successfully complete. Then we're gonna transfer the SDL token from Arbitrum back to layer 1. and then we will immediately stake this SDL token, which 2 million SDL token into the gauge, which makes us one of the largest like voters in their gauge. That will happen after the merge. We will do the transfer and staking immediately after we confirm that the merge is a success. And definitely many updates from my side. We did a lot of things during the past 2 weeks in the engineering team. For example, SIP6, as well explained by Alec again, is fully implemented, it's alive right now. And second thing we are doing is we are upgrading our rewarder contract of the VE spot staking so that our partner PlutoStyle can also come to the game board basically. So we will formally launch the partnership after that is done, which is almost done. We will make it happen early next week, and they're gonna proceed, and you can actually use the PlutoStyle to participate in the staking. Another thing we're gonna do is we already upgraded the USDs protocol again, so that the auto yield process is even more decentralized. What will be complete next week is we will make the whole buyback process decentralized. So now the team is still responsible for buying back SPA using the 50% of the auto yield, right? Starting from next week, after we implement this upgrade, it will be fully decentralized, which means it will up to you guys to buy back SPA. But we will also help the process, the transition, but it will be fully open to the public. So anyone can help participate in the process of buying back SPA using USDS. Just using your browser, just interact with the smart contract, and you can do it just as what we do. We are all the same. We are all equal here from next week. And also we are trying to continuously, constantly monitoring the security of USDS. We always try to find where we can even further improve the security given like the new kinds of attacks happening in the industry, like the new trending here. Right? So we will further upgrade our Oracle contract next week to make it even more secure, because now SPA and USDS has a larger market. We have more sources of the price feed. So the price of USDS and SPA in the USDS protocol next week with the upgraded Oracle will be even more secure compared to what we have right now. Other than that, yeah, there's just so many things going on, and I cannot even count. So another big thing is about the Nitro protocol. So I guess probably Soup already explained in last AMA. So we will make it a one-click experience for our client or any user, I'll say. So ideally, at the end of the day, so you will just go to our website and you just input a bunch of parameters and click launch, and our Demeter protocol can help you to launch any farm you want, incentivize any pool you want. This is our ultimate goal. Going towards that goal, the first step would be now what we are doing is we manually help our client to launch the farm ourselves by the team. However, from after what we are currently doing is we want to first make the first step towards the ultimate goal, which means before the front end is ready, we will deploy the factory contract of Demeter protocol. So Demeter factory contract, which means any client, they can just interact with the contract themselves without me or like any engineer doing the things for them. So we will publish a doc to tell you how you gonna interact with the Demeter factory contract, and you can yourself can go to Arbiscan or any like framework you use to interact with the smart contract. You just follow the guide, and you can create a Demeter farm by yourself, paying the fee and just launch the farm. And later on, when the front end is ready, then our ultimate goal will be achieved, which means you just input some parameters in our front end and click something. Say just one click experience for the Demeter protocol. But now what we want to do first is you go to a framework to interact with the blockchain yourself. So make it decentralized first. It's no longer held by us, but by you yourself. So that's what we are doing. Then other than engineering updates, I guess another big thing is SIP, or would be SIP 12. It's SIPX for now. It's still in the forum. We're gonna move it to voting based on the current interest of the community. I guess it's gonna smoothly go into the snapshot voting shortly. So SIPX, the current SIPX is about increasing the USDS allocation to USDS strategies. So as we all noticed last week, the APY is only like 4.7%. The major reason is actually like over half of the USDC or the overall TVL is actually sitting in the vault core, not deployed or allocated to any strategy to generate yield for USDS holders. There's two reasons. One is we are still constantly monitoring what the protocol is doing, because we have the new strategies. We need to have a transition period to make sure like every penny of yours is safe, and the yield strategy, the whole process is safe and sound, right? So this is the first reason we only put less than 50% of the TVL go to the strategy. That's what we proposed in, I think, SIP 4 or 5 back then. And also another reason is we are constantly monitoring the upgrades on the infrastructure. Nitro upgrade, Ethereum merge. We want to make sure after all these are done, then we're going to allocate more percentage to the strategy in case anything happens during these upgrades. We are very excited about what's happening on Nitro, and we are very looking forward to what will happen on Ethereum merge. But from the engineering perspective, we will always be cautious because anything can happen in engineering, right? Because you never know where there's a bug, right? So you do actual caution. You do many rounds of test cases, like code review, internal, external auditing, right? So from the engineering perspective, we are always very cautious people. So we are waiting for all this successful infrastructure upgrade, and then we will allocate more TVL to the strategies we have. So SIP, this new SIP will be alive shortly after the Ethereum merge. And our community can, based on their observation of Ethereum merge, Nitro upgrade, USDS protocol performance, then have your vote. Vote for or against allocating more USDC to the strategies. We propose to allocate up to 80% of the USDC to Stargate. Then it will generate more yield for all the USDS holders, and hopefully will be much closer to the goal of the 11% APY, which would be awesome in the bear market right now. That's pretty much it. Elliot, maybe you have any other thing you want to bring up?
Oh, that's awesome, Joe. Appreciate the update. Like you said, lots going on. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to explain all that to us.
No worries.
It's awesome. Sub, I'll pass it to you. Any updates on your end?
No, I think the focus has been on implementation and execution. We are sort of trying to expand our engineering team and working hard and delivering on the specifications which we have created so far. So, I mean, we have done a lot of talking. Now it's time to sort of implement all those talking points and, see the success come through. Having said that, we're also sort of investigating a couple of things on the product side, primarily the VSpark gauge design, which will allow VSpark holders to control the farm emissions. That is obviously going to come soon as just after Demeter. And apart from that, we're also investigating ways to create a more decentralized framework for USDS, and of course, USDS multi-chain deployment. These are three key aspects we are obviously continuing to work on. And as soon as we have executed all the current specification, we will start building those things, and they will also be coming along quite nicely, by the end of the year. So yeah, that's pretty much the update on the product side.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Sub. If anybody has any comments or questions, go ahead and raise your hand. We're running just a little bit over on time here, but again, as you've noticed, there are a lot of deliverables in our pipeline right now. So, we're working hard to deliver them. And like I said, we have this laser focus on things that we need to do from a strategic standpoint. And so we're going to go about doing those and build a beautiful protocol. So yeah, if there aren't any other comments or questions or anything, enjoy the merge. Come see us next week in New York. Hit us up. We'd love to see you and chat. Find us on Discord, Telegram. If you have any questions or need to get a hold of us, feel free to find us there. But if there isn't anything else, thanks guys for your time today. Thanks to the community, and we'll be chatting again soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you.